You know how blogs and media sites usually have a top 5 or a top 10 list at the beginning of every year highlighting trends or predictions? Well, we have one too. Today we're looking at the top 7 trends we'll see in accounts receivable in 2022, next on this episode of The Savvy Report. Welcome to this episode of The Savvy Report. I'm Ernie Martin. Before we dive in, remember to hit the like and subscribe button so you'll be updated each time we post a new episode. Whether you're an entrepreneur just launching a catering business or a multinational corporation, your company submits invoices and receives payments regardless of your size and regardless of your industry. You've likely considered a variety of tools and technologies designed to get your invoices to your customers without difficulty and ensure you get paid as quickly as possible. In other words, you want as little friction as possible in your accounts receivable process. With advances in technology and ways to streamline the invoice-to-pay process, we've compiled a list of the top 7 trends in accounts receivable you'll see more of in 2022. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 7, getting a better handle on your master data. The first thing on our list is not simply about tracking more instances of interactions between the sales team and customers via your CRM. It goes much deeper than that. Getting a better handle on your master data means gathering every possible data point, analyzing that data, and identifying trends that lead to more opportunities and more revenue. In addition, getting a better handle on your master data means your company can implement data compliance and governance processes that facilitate transparency regarding how you handle your data. It also helps your company identify opportunities that may be hidden deep within that data. Furthermore, properly managing your master data can provide a host of additional benefits, including eliminating manual processes, improving decision-making, and enhancing product development, just to name a few. Surprisingly, many companies struggle wrapping their arms around their master data. With more economic uncertainty in 2022 and highly competitive companies doing everything they can to mitigate that uncertainty, look for companies to try and shore up this area of their business. Number 6, implementing more digital payments. It seems that everyone and their cousin made a prediction that by 2020, businesses would stop making payments by paper check and transition to digital payments. And as of now, that still hasn't happened for the most part. Wait a minute, I thought virtually all businesses were making and receiving payments digitally. Well, not exactly. Don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of headway made over the last several years to transition to digital payments. In our 2017 Perceptions Analytics study, we showed that 87% of suppliers were still receiving some form of customer payment via check, while 72% indicated they were being paid by ACH. 61% by credit card, 30% by other electronic methods. In that same study, we showed that 59% of supplier organizations preferred to be paid digitally, or more specifically via ACH. Only 26% wanted paper checks. Surprisingly, some suppliers told us they simply liked holding the check in their hand. The digital payments transition is happening just at a slower pace than most believed it would. In a recent study conducted by Payments.com and YayPay, 25% of B2B payments are in fact digital. We should still see steady growth of B2B digital payments in 2022, especially with the U.S. Postal Service telling us that regular mail will now be slower than ever. Number 5, increasing fraud protection. With paper and manual processes still representing a large percentage of the world's economy, companies are still vulnerable to fraud. This is not to say that companies that digitize are immune to fraud. There is still enough digital fraud to keep even the most capable cybersecurity experts awake. But digitization significantly reduces instances of fraud. While more companies digitize their accounts receivable processes, experts must stay abreast of vulnerabilities such as outdated hardware and software, improper systems configurations, phishing scams, and spamming. These threats aren't going away anytime soon, so companies and cybersecurity experts will increase their protection efforts in 2022. Number 4, more artificial intelligence and machine learning in AR processes and data management. Eliminating as much manual intervention in your accounts receivable processes means greater efficiency, fewer errors, and faster payments. Manual intervention has been the scourge of accounts receivable for years, but AI-powered solutions remove that inefficiency so staff can focus on more strategic work and suppliers can get their cash sooner. AI is also becoming more mainstream as companies look for more efficient ways to manage their data. Remember, we talked about companies getting a better handle on their master data. AI and machine learning can help companies make that more of a reality. Last year, Bank of America enhanced its AI-based intelligent receivable solution. YayPay uses machine learning to help suppliers better understand the payment behavior of their customers, and HighRadius has used artificial intelligence-based autonomous systems for a while now to help companies automate accounts receivable and treasury processes. Solution providers have used AI and machine learning to streamline and automate accounts receivable processes, so look for that to continue at a greater rate in 2022. Number 3, leveraging blockchain technology for invoicing and payment. Imagine being able to receive an order from your customer, fulfill that order, submit an invoice, and have it paid immediately. Oh, and there are no disputes about invoices not matching up with purchase orders. That, in a simplified nutshell, is the invoice-to-pay process when using distributed ledger technology within the blockchain. Unlike Bitcoin or other public blockchains, a private blockchain features distributed ledger technology that can handle the entire invoice-to-pay process by incorporating smart contracts that are automatically executed and cannot be changed, altered, disputed. Well, you get the idea. With that in mind, suppliers can be paid quickly and reduce their DSO to minutes. Number 2, more companies will offer early invoice payment. It seems more companies are jockeying for position around providing early payment for suppliers. Many of us are familiar with the various early payment solutions such as supply chain financing, factoring, or dynamic discounting. But now we have Facebook and QuickBooks getting into the early invoice payment game. We're likely to see more entities, and maybe they won't have the word book in their name, but we're likely to see more entities that are not true financial institutions jump into the early payment game in 2022. A lot of this is driven by how those early payments are funded. While banks and other lending institutions must adhere to certain requirements when offering what amounts to a loan to a supplier, because that's how they make their money, other companies with very deep pockets are now offering early payment to suppliers. They're doing this not necessarily because they're trying to make money that way, but because they likely have something else they want to sell, and early invoice payment is a way to solidify that business relationship. And now, the number 1 trend we'll see in accounts receivable in 2022, AR improvements resulting from the Business Payments Coalition's E-INVOICING Exchange Market Pilot. The Business Payments Coalition, in collaboration with the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, has launched the E-INVOICING Exchange Market Pilot, where they will work to advance the development, testing, implementation, and interim oversight of the U.S. E-INVOICING Exchange framework. What does that really mean? It means they're working to implement a streamlined electronic invoicing framework where suppliers can easily connect and submit invoices to their customers through existing e-invoicing providers. The difference the Business Payments Coalition is introducing is that suppliers should be able to connect more easily to e-invoicing networks to facilitate straight-through processing. Suppliers said they wanted interoperability. Well, the E-INVOICING Exchange Market Pilot could very well be the first of several major steps to bring that to fruition. But it's important to keep in mind that there are some other companies kind of already doing something like that. Check out Pagero.com and see the work they're doing developing a global open exchange to facilitate business transactions. So there you have it, our list of the top 7 trends we'll see in accounts receivable in 2022. Did some of the things on our list surprise you? If so, let us know in the comments section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Savvy Report so we can update you every time we have a new episode. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Savvy Report. I'm Ernie Martin, and we'll see you next time.